It's always a little. I get so excited every time. Like, yeah, I did it again. So, hello and welcome to Friday Night Feels. I'm so excited. Tonight we're doing Men's Night In with two special guys who I'm so honored and thankful that you can join us again. So we have Mr. Blaise representing the South.
Hi, everybody.
Or should I say howdy, y'all? No, that's what's up, everybody.
There we go. You can throw in y'all because I'm trying to be more like gender neutral, and y'all is like the best.
Yeah. Y'all works.
Yeah,
y'all works.
Ryan is representing the state of Pennsylvania.
That's right. Hello, everybody.
Hey, and you know me, Patrick Monette, licensed mental health counselor, representing New York tonight. Woo!
Woo!
So exciting. So just a couple things before we get rocking and rolling. For those of you who are in the area, I'm very excited because in January, as you know, the last couple of years, I've been doing the Beat the Winter Blue Wellness Fair to help combat the winter depression and anxiety, especially after the holidays. And this year we are holding it at the end of January, and we are going virtual. So people will be able to connect, and it'll open the doors for vendors and craft people all over the country or even internationally. So I'm very excited for that. So stay tuned for those announcements. And also for anyone who might be interested, I am offering at the end of the month a new section of the Hold Me Tight Couples Workshop, which is an 8-week course. And no matter how long you've been together, if you're having issues or not, it's a great opportunity to focus on your relationship, especially during these stressful times, and just take some quality time. So if you're interested, please just contact me. You can go to my website, patrickminute.com. And all of the information is there, and I'd love to have you join us. So, and tonight I'm so excited for Friday Night Feels and Men's Night In. How are you guys doing? I feel like it's been like 2 or 3 months, hasn't it?
Yeah. It has been, right?
Yeah. How are you holding up in your ends of the world?
Go ahead, Blaise.
Things are pretty good. Really interesting. Kind of got some exciting news. Exciting, yet very scary at the same time. So, and this is kind of going to be a blast to a whole lot of people. I put in my letter of resignation for the fire department, and starting in 2021, I'm going to be doing therapy full time.
Oh my God! Wow. Congratulations! Wait.
Yeah, thank you.
Congrats, yeah.
Thank you. I am scared out of my mind, but I'm excited too.
So, what? You don't mind me asking, like, what's the scariest part for you?
So leaving somewhere where I have a salary and benefits, and I know what I'm getting every 2 weeks and getting paid to contract. So being the type that has to, take care of my own taxes and get my own insurance and try to find benefits. There's no more sick days, none of that stuff. Mm-hmm. And then it's just like, shit, I'm gonna be doing therapy full time. Just doing this part-time. It's like, okay, this is great. I can handle part-time. But now it's like, well, shit, this is going to be my career.
Yeah. So,
and it's, I'm so used to being like a planner and doing everything and not taking leaps of faith. And everything has to be lined up. Right. And now I'm taking a huge leap of faith, which is way out of my character.
Oh my God. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Like I said, scared, but I'm excited too.
Yeah. Well, I think Ryan and I can probably relate to that. You and Ryan are both dads, so that might be a different stress, but I'll definitely support you in any way I can, and anything I can do to help. It was scary and terrifying. I think I did it really similar to you, Blaise, where I did it in baby steps. Mm-hmm. I don't know, I admire, but it also terrifies me when someone says, "Oh, I'm just doing it full time from scratch." I don't know how they did that, but it's a whole experience, but it's amazing, and it opens up all these amazing doors. So I'm really excited for you.
Thank you.
Ryan, what was your experience like when you how long have you been in private practice?
About a year and just over a year and a half now.
Okay.
I bought an existing practice. And so I kind of had the name recognition. Mm-hmm. but once I took over, I was kind of building my entire caseload myself. I was fortunate. The job I was doing was working in a school system, so I had all summer to collect my paycheck and build the practice. But right before school started, I put my resignation in and just jumped in from, like, I think it was September of last year. It was just full time doing that, but I was almost full by that point. But still, it was still scary.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm so happy I did it, but I do miss the sick days and personal days and vacation days. That's not fun. But being your own boss is kind of, I'm kind of my own boss. I have the boss who's not home right now, but when she approves my vacation days, I take the day off. But
What you talking about, Ryan? You in charge right now, son.
she's not home, so I am in charge.
That's all right. Yeah.
You can say whatever you want.
That's all right. I'll back you up.
That's right. She can't say anything until she comes home, and she can't do anything to me till Monday.
Well,
so I'm good.
Unless all of a sudden we start getting some interesting chat activity.
Yeah. Now I'll be like, you know what? I have nothing to do with it. It was all him.
Wasn't me.
It was all him. I don't know. I told him not to say it.
We don't know what he was doing. The spirit took over. Took over. Ryan, how's everything in your life been?
Things are going pretty good overall. The business is still going pretty good. I'm staying pretty busy. Kids are all home right now, at least until the last I heard was December 1st. They might be going back to like physical school. Okay. So that's been a little more stressful, just trying to manage, a seventh grader, a second grader, and a kindergarten in school. Again, that's more on my wife, who I feel bad that I can't do a whole lot to help during the week. Fridays is my day to come in and kind of help out on schoolwork. But yeah, it's stressful, but they're doing the best they can, and she's doing a great job with it.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, up here, I don't know how it is in your area, Blaise, but we're getting an up in the cases of the virus, more in the university. So I don't know exactly what's going on. People just aren't. I don't know what you just see. Like every day, the cases are going, and I have some friends who teach at the local university, and they've already decided just to stop the in person, and they're going all online. Mm-hmm. So it's really stressful. I think, it's just a whole new world. And I think people are also worried about like the holidays, like, especially because, you do so many family activities. So it's like you go from one holiday to the next. And I think people are just a little worried of how that's going to go.
Yeah. They're talking about our governor. Our governor's been he's been pretty strict with how, his rules with everything. I think he's saying, I think going back to 10 people, went from 25 to 10 people at your home or gatherings inside now. So, I think he's been doing a decent job of trying to keep everybody, safe and whatnot. But a lot of people are. But it's basically, let's face it, everybody's tired of being stuck inside. Everybody's tired of not being able to go out and do their things, and they want to do this stuff. And so, but I think I'm going to still do telehealth. I haven't met any of my clients yet, and I've been practicing since May in person. So everything's been telehealth. I'm going to wear my mask when I go places. I'm going to try to limit the places that I go. And, I got kids to think about, and I'm sure, Ryan, you get there too. So, it is what it is. I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Yeah. I understand that.
That's hard. The majority of my people, I think I've met in person at least once, but I've talked to a couple of them because my office space, which I love, but it's awful for ventilation, and it's not good. I don't need to risk it. But I talked to a couple of people who have never met me in person. I'm like, maybe we could just do like an accidental like run into the office. Yeah. Like, oh, you're in the waiting room, so am I. Just that human connection. But I think people, similar, they want to be healthy for me, which I really appreciate that they care about my well-being, and also for my family and for them for theirs. So,
right.
Yeah.
So I'm very thankful for that. So you guys ready to pick up? We're going to play another round of therapeutic Jenga, men's style. Are you guys ready?
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, all right. And so anyone who's watching can jump in as well. So if you remember, and the questions may have changed, they might be the same, you might get different ones. You never know on a wild night, Friday Night Feels. So you can choose between, pick a number between 1 and 49, and then I think what we did is we all just answer the questions.
Mm-hmm.
So who would like to go first tonight?
Rock, paper,
Paper,
scissors,
scissors,
shoot.
shoot.
That's me.
That's
Okay.
you.
All right, pick a number 1 through 49.
21.
Okay. What does conflict mean to you as a man?
Oh,
Uh-oh.
His new router's not working.
I know,
Conflict to me is yes, I think it's for me it could be multiple definitions depending on who you're dealing with. So if you have a partner, get into an argument with your partner about doing the dishes or cutting the grass, or they don't like the way that you did a certain thing, and they may talk down to you, or you buck up and yell at them or fuss at them and all that stuff. So you have to deal with that. But then on the other side is that whole respect thing, dealing with coming into contact with another male. And, a lot of dudes will try to punk you because, oh, I'm bigger than you. I'm taller than you. I've done this. I've done that. And what are you going to do? And that's the thing. So, the way I was brought up is you don't let nobody else punk you. You don't do anything. Somebody steps up to you, you knock their ass out. And that's pretty much how it came down to. So it's no turning the other cheeks. It is, you're here, let's do it. So, but now it's just like, I feel like it's like I have to battle that person to keep him from coming out, especially the way the world is now. I have to be way more mindful because you don't know what people got in their pocket.
Yeah.
Right.
Or in their truck or in their car. And there's a lot of people, a lot of people are bitches now. And so they don't want to throw hands. They want to go straight to the and that's what it is. So a lot of people scared of an ass whooping.
Ryan, how about you, sir?
I like that. That's a good one. I like that. I can't follow that up. I do agree with a lot we said with conflict. I mean, a lot of the disagreement, but I think the other flip side that I think all three of us probably went through is that internal conflict, that disagreement, that struggle to accept who you are, or that struggle to, I think the biggest is just being yourself. There's always that internal conflict of who I am. And I do think it's, I don't want to say it's harder for men than women, but I think men have their own unique internal battles, mainly because of kind of on last time that man those characteristics or those interests or those and accept me, but a man, you know what I mean? So that, just kind of to get away from, he was talking more about that external conflict, looking at the internal side. That's what I think of a lot. It's, especially for men having that, which I think, again, for everybody, because I think everyone's struggling with who am I, just because there's so much society influence and what they say is right and wrong.
Yeah, I think that's really true. When I look at that, when I was growing up, with conflict, I knew I wasn't strong enough for the physical thing. Like, I just didn't learn how to do that. So it was more of, I learned how to shut down, and then I learned how to be passive aggressive, and then I learned how to be sarcastic. And that was definitely my weapon of choice. And learning, that's been one of the hardest things for me, is learning how not to be passive aggressive, because I didn't even know I was doing it. And it was so acceptable. And, you just say this or you talk about this, or, that bitching behind someone's back, instead of just saying, not only being able to address it with the person, but also know, hey, they might have an opinion. And I have to learn how to listen to that opinion and see, how do we work this out? Because that passive aggressive energy is just like, I'm just going to drop this nasty bomb and then you deal with it, and I'm going to pretend it's not happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, just I find in learning how to say, and it's a hard skill to deal with conflict, and I don't think
Mhm.
most of us really ever learn. Hey, what's going on? What's happening? Why do we have such different views? Like, or talk about like friendships or romantic relationships of how did we get so off course when normally we're pretty connected?
Right.
Yeah.
And I just want to let you guys know Dr. Jamie Marriage popped in and said to say hello to
Oh, hi,
everyone.
Dr. Jamie.
Hi.
So we're so glad you're here. And, hopefully, I know she had a busy day of training, so hopefully she can relax and join us if she has any questions or wants to join in the game. So we're so glad you said hi. And once again, thank you to everyone that's joining us and will be watching us later. So, Ryan, you are up. What number would you like?
33.
33.
Hmm.
All right. Are you close to your family?
Yeah, I would say overall I am. I mean, not just counting my, my wife and 3 kids. I have a pretty good relationship with my mom, my dad, my brother. My extended family was never super, super close, but like some cousins and stuff. Like once you kind of get away from cousins, but just growing up, that was never a major importance for like, it was just as like my great grandmother died, those things fell off. But I mean, I talk to my mom daily. I talk to my dad a couple times a week. My grandma, um, which is my paternal grandma, is like, my life. I call her all the time and check in on her. So I'd say overall, I think we're all, I have a good relationship with everybody.
Good.
Awesome. What about you, Mr.
That's awesome.
Blaise?
Yes, I am very close to my family. We are 4 generations deep right now.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so we got a lot, and a lot of my cousins, all of my cousins, we grew up together. So we have that very, very tight bond. Now we don't talk as much as we usually do, but when we do, it's like we pick up right where we left off at. Actually, before I got on, I talked to one of my cousins who's like a brother to me. We talked for a good 20 minutes. I talked to my brother last night. I talked to my mom every week. I talked to my grandma every week. And I'm usually the person that usually reaches out to all my other cousins and stuff when we haven't talked to each other in a while. And then, some weekends, I have an aunt who has a food truck and she cooks at a food truck. I always go out there to support her. And if they're doing like, a cookout or something like that, I'll go over there and do that and hang out with them and, just kicking it with my family. When we get together, we have a really good time.
Oh,
Like
that's
a
awesome.
really good time. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. I would say like it depends on the day with my family. It's all very different depending where we're all out. Like I don't know. I just think we all just get so caught up in our world. But I know that if there's ever an emergency or something, even to celebrate, like there's no hesitation. Like everyone will be there. I think as you get older, you see, and especially being like in the mental health field, you see like dysfunction and healthy things. So you learn how to kind of try to make sure those relationships can be healthy in the communication. I know that in the last few years, like if there's ever been an emergency, it's kind of like even if there's beef between people or just petty stuff, it's like that doesn't even matter. It's like what do we need to do? People show up.
Yeah.
And I think for me, it's okay if I think the pandemic has affected us all differently. I think people just handle it differently, different stress. And, I know like from my parents, one of the things that I just worried about is, I joke to my family like I'm the youngest of my family. It's like I don't want to be the one to get blamed for getting mom and dad sick. So I get them that
Right.
the youngest is gonna get blamed. It's like look what you did.
Right.
So just that stress of wanting to see family, but also I just want to make sure that everyone's healthy. So it's been kind of like that for me.
Oh yeah. It's crazy how that works though, right? The sometimes and stuff. I have family members who are like I have aunts and uncles who don't talk to each other. They're brothers and sisters that don't talk to each other as much as they used to, as much as they did. And then it's like several of us who kind of like part ways. And the pandemic, got us, but at the same time, we all grow up and we all grow different ways, and we have our own families and all that stuff that comes out. And I think I have cousins who I've never met, and I have cousins who I don't know who their children are, So, and that's one of the things I hate. But
Mhm.
but if something happens, like you said, if something happens, we're gonna be there and figure out what's going on, try to make it work. So
Yeah.
It's hard sometimes.
it is.
Because I mean, I know I get caught up in my own world, and then all of a sudden, like my cousins have kids, and it's like, wait a minute, were we just like teenagers? Like, how do you have a teenager? Or like, why is your child taller than you? Like, like before this would happen, like before COVID, you would run into someone in the store and like, wow, you have a teenager. And I'm younger. I'm the youngest cousin, so it's like, don't you feel old? Like, I mean.
I hear that one.
Yeah.
And then my siblings, I would do the same thing of just like, if they joke around, it's like, listen, you can say whatever you want. I will always be younger than you.
I like that.
I don't have much, right?
I like that.
But, I got that going for me at least. All right. What number are we going with, Mr. Blaise?
17.
Okay. What is one of the most romantic things that you've ever done?
God. Ugh.
It's Friday Night Feels. We got to bring it real.
Yeah,
Lord.
Wow, that's a tough one.
Oh.
First.
Ryan, I think I just heard your wife check in, Ryan, be like, no.
Right?
No.
Right. He ain't
she
do that.
call me.
He ain't even do that.
He doesn't even put the seat down. What kind of monster?
My God, right?
He's an animal. He's an animal.
It's tough. I was not very romantic when I was married because I never really knew how to be. I was never really shown.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of things I wasn't shown to do when it came down to that when I was married. I guess one of the things, it was my proposal was probably the most romantic thing I've ever done. And we went out to this place downtown Raleigh called Irregardless Cafe. And very nice, everything local and everything. And I went to the waitress. I said, I got to go to the bathroom. I went to the waitress and I said, hey, I'm going to propose to my girlfriend tonight. Can you please bring this out for dessert? She was like, okay. It's like, all right. And so we went through dinner and all this stuff. And I'm sitting here, we going through the motions and stuff. I'm making like it ain't no big deal and all this stuff. And I say, you want to get some dessert? She's like, yeah. She brings the dessert, and on the thing it says it's spread out and like it's written out in chocolate. Will you marry me with a ring on the front? And she like broke down right there and said, "You're good, you're good."
That's awesome.
So that was that was probably the most romantic thing I've ever done. But the jacked up part is I didn't know that I was supposed to ask her dad for permission. So I didn't know that was a thing, and our parents didn't really like that very much. And then it's like I wasn't aware of that tradition because not many men in my family got married.
Right.
And so, I think they felt some kind of way about it, and I understand it now. But if I could go back and do it differently, I'd definitely do it differently because I'm aware now. But back then, it's just like I never knew. I had no idea that was the truth. That was a tradition.
It's interesting. Ryan, how about you?
Trying to think here. I think one of the most romantic things I did. It's been a while, with 3 kids, it makes it a little harder. This was,
listen. I got spaces and hold me tight if you guys need some assistance.
So this would have been back. This is when we only had one. She was at, I think my daughter was at like her grandma's house or her mom, her grandma's house, and my wife was at work and she was having a stressful day, so I kind of timed it. And this is the only time I've ever been like perfect with timing with dinner. I'm horrible at cooking dinner on time, and I had it perfect where I had all the food set up and like everything was hot, like right as she got off of work and pulled into the apartment complex. And, and I had this elaborate big, like big dinner planned out, and I had candles and I had wine glasses out. And it was pretty cool.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, I was pretty excited with myself about that one.
How did dinner turn out?
If I could remember, it was good. Was it? I mean, if my go-to is like a steak because I can make steak
Okay.
good.
Okay.
But anything else I have to follow a recipe like to the T because I'm not real good at cooking. But
It's okay.
but yeah, the steak it
No
turned out
judgment
good.
here.
She ate it. She liked it. You know, she was very shocked and surprised that that I did all that and she came in with the candle lights. The lights were down. Well, some were off. We didn't have dimmers. We were in an apartment. It wasn't fancy, so I had to, some lights off, some on to create that dim effect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that and then 5 years later, she's like, I was a vegetarian, right? But that was the best. But it was the best
so much
steak I
sense.
ever forced myself to eat. I think that's a good question. Romance is hard, because you can bring it really to a spectrum. Oh shit, I keep freezing up.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guys hear me okay? Am I all right? Am I live?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. I don't know. It goes to
Host
these
is here.
loops.
There he
there
is.
you go.
Hey,
Sorry.
there you go. Hey.
I just got so overwhelmed. I'm a romantic guy. I'm just verklempt. Let's see. There was one that I think was I had fun doing, where I was in a serious long distance relationship and we had gotten together. And so, you have memories where you go different places.
Mm.
So I had gotten you have symbols or animals or whatever. So I got a stuffed animal, and then I went around to the places we had been and I took pictures. And then, wait for it, it was actually really fun. Then I found this company where you upload the pictures and you can make a hardcover book. Yeah. So it was and when you make the book, and it'd be really cool. This is fun for romance or kids or anything, but then you can make a story out of it.
Oh,
so then
cool.
they send it, and it's a hard-covered book, just like you would buy in a bookstore. But it was, the animal, and then all the special places that we had gone. And so then I sent it in a care package.
Oh.
Man, I just need to. I'm done.
Yeah, man, that's I can't compete with it.
I know. I'm glad he went last. I wouldn't have said
right.
anything.
Yeah, it's I'm taking those stuffed animal. Take pictures at all the places that you went.
And, I go to the extreme though. Sometimes it's hey, let's just tone this down. Let's tone it down.
Right.
I watched
an 8. We need a 5, right?
Yeah, it's
Right.
okay. I don't even know what character on TV I'd be like. I'd be with the big stuffed animal coming in. It's it's day 1. Can you just hey?
I was this close to saying it when you said what's something romantic that you did. I was just the dishes.
Somewhere someone would be yes, that's all I want. That's all I want. I saw dishes. It amazes me. It's funny things. On TikTok and Instagram, all the random videos that people put up. And I was just watching one where this woman was recording her husband and doing all the stereotypical things that husbands do. I'm wait a minute. I'm about to go into a men's night. Let's see how this shit reels up. And I'm oh shit, right. He is doing all the stereotypical stuff. The toilet seat, stepping over clothes. I'm well, but then going back to conflict, that's when you communicate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's going to do a little therapeutic intervention there. That's when you communicate.
Yeah.
You express your needs. And when you don't, then you call one of us and we'll help you.
Exactly.
I mean, we got 3 states represented on here. That's pretty powerful.
Yes, sir.
Our friend Paula is saying dishes, yes. What's funny, talking about that, one of the things that I grew up, I don't know, my mom I think did this, but usually we installed this rule as we got older, whoever made dinner didn't have to clean the dishes, and then the rest of us and I don't know, as I got into other relationships, it worked really well.
Yeah,
Blaise, we'll talk. I'll get you there, buddy.
Look, I don't have that issue anymore because
you
single
will,
dad.
I have a feeling You have a mini matchmaker for what I'm seeing.
I don't even that girl. Well, both of them.
They love you so. They want you to be happy.
Yeah, I do. But I'm saying,
What's that music? Matchmaker, matchmaker. Make me a bet. Tell me
catch me a catch. I was like, yeah, no, let's not do that. We're good.
Oh my god, I was saying this to someone. I go, if I could have another career, I would totally be a matchmacher because I would love it. I would be like the one that like yells at me. It was like, what are you doing? You're not following my rules. You're out.
I don't trust people to match me up. Everybody, just look, because this is how they do it. I have this perfect person. Okay, what's she like? Oh, she's really nice.
Lies.
Really, bro? She's really nice.
That's like when someone said, "Oh, they have a nice personality." It's like, what the f does that mean?
What does that even mean? Yeah.
Like that's
I'll do it myself.
It's like, oh, you're so nice. Like when I'm like, that's bullshit. Like I don't want to be nice.
Yes. Yeah.
That's like going shopping for meat and saying, oh, it's not too brown or bruised.
Yeah.
It's so fresh.
And then not just that. It's like, well, I don't want to. You're such a good friend. I'm like, I want to be your friend then. How about that? How about that for 1,000?
I want fresh, raw meat. I want to be the filet mignon in this person's life. It's not too much to ask. Like, I don't want to be the like Friday night special. Like,
exactly.
90% off. I want like Monday Madness.
Damn right.
I want to
sustain.
Sons of bitches. I know, and also I love it. When people try to fix you up and they'll describe the person or whatever, and it's like, who you've known me for 20 years. In what world would I ever like nothing? Like I don't know, like completely different everything. It's like, have you ever met?
Yes. Yeah.
Sweet Jesus.
Is that
Maybe
I got a homegirl now who just said, and then she had a homegirl who tried to hook me up. She was like, I don't know if she know the type of person that you're going for. I hope she ain't trying to get you this type of girl. I said, I hope not either, because her feelings gonna get hurt.
Oh my.
So
I'm just gonna say I popped over the chat and I hear Blaise got no game. So I
is that from Paula?
I don't even
say he's too picky and he got no game. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. It might
tell
just be a
Paula
diamond in
kiss
the rough.
my ass. I don't even gotta look and see who it is because I know who it's from. Paula don't know everything about me. I got, you know what? I'm gonna keep it clean. I'm gonna keep it clean because it's you, Patrick, and it's Ryan, and I don't want y'all to think ill of me when I say what I was about to say. So go to the next question.
Okay, wow.
Some of this.
Well, that's gonna be Friday night unfiltered when all the kids are in bed.
Yeah.
All right, Blaise, you are up. What number would you like? Wait, is it? Yeah, right. No, is it?
This is Ryan.
Yeah,
I did.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's Ryan.
Let's go 49. Let's go to the end.
All right. What is one thing that you hope for in your future?
Ooh. What is one thing I hope for? Try not to be like too super cliche here, but to be honest, it's like I just want my kids to continue to do good in school, to continue to grow. It's one of those things, like it's such a catch-22. Like I have hobbies that I do that they're not, like some of them are too young or some of them don't like it, that I want them to get older and continue to grow. It has been a blessing to see them all kind of change through the years. I just want to continue to be able to see that. That's like my favorite thing in the world, to see, kind of looking back at memories. That's the one thing I love about Facebook memories, is they'll show this was 5 years ago, or this was 7 years ago. And just kind of seeing, what different person they are now than they were then. It is really cool.
That's awesome. That's really beautiful.
Ask it again. I got to be sure I get it right.
What's one thing that you wish for the future?
I want to say the same. honestly, I want to see my kids grow up because it was a point in my life where that it was a good possibility that I wouldn't.
Wow.
And that's the thing. I want to see them grow up. I want to see them. I want to be able to walk gracefully down the aisle. You know, I want to be there for Gabe's wedding. I want to see grandkids and all that stuff. That's what I want to see. I want to see that they grow up to be awesome kids despite their mom and I not being together. I want them to be, you know, good humans in this world and to spread love and kindness and just to be good all over, and that's what we're trying to do for them. And I want to be around to see all that happen. I want to see them be great. So yeah, that's my wish.
That's really cool. I love that.
So yeah, that's what I want to see for the future.
That's awesome.
That's my world, man.
See, I don't have kids, so I can't be that sentimental. See, you guys are saying you're not romantic. That's totally romantic. That's totally loving. See, it's in there. We just got to like filter it out a little more.
Yeah.
I would say, because I don't have kids.
It's easy when it's going towards kids.
Mm-hmm.
But that you just redirect the energy, man. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna go with it. I know.
Go with that. Go with that, Blaise. I'm sensing, if we go into EMDR lingo, I'm sensing some blocking beliefs here coming up. So we'll work. Let's go with that. I need to get a background that says "go with that." I'm gonna have to create one. So I am a fur parent, so I have Sally, so I wish you well. But if I were to do a little more universal wish for the future, I would say I really want to be able to have more of a platform to be able to help people in need, to really support people who need, to work for social justice, to fight the injustices, to have people who don't have a voice to help them find it, and so that everyone can feel safe and have the opportunities that I think everyone should have.
I love that. That's really awesome.
Yeah. It's hard when, you know, that's one of the things too, I think, with being guys is, you know, you don't ever get asked those questions of just like, what do you know what I mean? Like you have to almost like hide it in a way, like under that man box or that man armor sometimes of, hey, it's like, we might fight for things. We might fight for love. We might be looking for romance. We might express it differently, but it doesn't mean it's not there just because I don't express it the way you do.
Right.
Yeah.
And I see that a lot, especially, you know, when we're talking like couples issues. It's like, well, he or she does, let's talk about like towards guys, like he doesn't do this or he doesn't have emotions or whatever. It's like, he has all the emotions that you do.
Right.
He just hasn't been brought up in a world where he's fostered in most cases to use them.
Yeah, we're allowed to acknowledge them or admit them.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
All right. So who's up for a question? I think
it's my turn.
Mr. Blaise.
Okay. What number would you like?
29.
29. Okay. If you don't heal the past, can you have a healthy future?
Damn it. No. No.
And you can't do future template.
No, you can't. And that's the thing. So I think so many people is like, man, you know, we stuff, and I ain't got to deal with that no more. It don't even bother me no more. Mm-hmm. Bullshit. You know, I have a very good friend of mine who says everything is trauma. And if you don't resolve that stuff, especially stuff that happened to you in the past, how do you expect to be able to move through it? Because regardless of how much you think you dealt with it, if you haven't addressed it, you haven't processed it, it's still going to affect how you do relationships, how you talk to people, how you know, do your job, how you know, relax. Can you relax? Can you can't do any of those things, it's probably because something that happened to you in the past, you've been taught a certain way. It's even all of those things.
Mhm.
So no, if you don't resolve the past, you cannot move forward.
I like that answer.
A whole lot, not a whole lot to add to that. That was a great summary. Yeah, I mean, without it, one way or another, it's bad. I mean, it was that time heals all wounds, and I'm not a big advocate of that. I don't agree with that at all. You know, time covers.
There he is. All right.
Hey, sorry, I don't know what's going on here.
That's okay.
Sorry.
We kept it going. Yeah.
Thanks.
I think it got too real.
I know it got too real.
Got too real
needed
for
For real.
I just needed a minute. Just
Like, dang, he got overwhelmed earlier. Now it's just like this is too real. I can't. You know what? Something from my past is keeping me from being in this podcast today. So let me black out and let Blaise and Ron run this show. So they're hitting on some really tough stuff.
I knew I could trust you guys. I knew I could trust you to protect Friday Night Feels.
No doubt.
I agree. But yeah, no, I mean, not a whole lot to add to that. I mean, yeah, I agree with everything Blaise said. Everything.
A lot of people try to put a Band-Aid on something that needs stitches. When it comes to that past, the Band-Aid is not going to heal it. It's not going to heal it all. It's not going to be able to heal completely. It's still going to be that open wound. But you stitch that thing up. It's going to be as close to heal as possible. You're going to have a cool scar to go along with it, but you've actually done some work to actually fix that past pain, that past hurt, that past trauma.
And you can learn from it. Where like with the open wound, like you don't want to touch it or go near it. So how can you really learn from it?
Mm-hmm.
But with that scar, I can see it. I can remind it, but it doesn't. I'm good with it. Doesn't bother me.
Yeah, it's part of my story.
Move forward and learn.
There's a really cool article.
I don't want to go there again.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a really cool article I read once where it was talking about the dangers of fake positivity and spiritual bypassing, which is it just was amazing. Like, I've been in circles before, like where people are talking about healing and spirituality, but it was there was never anyone who said, hey, it's okay to be angry. Hey, it's okay to be depressed. Hey, it's okay to be anxious. There was always this shame, and something's wrong with you if you're not happy 24/7. And when you finally break out of that of saying, hey, it's okay that I'm having a rough time. It's okay that I'm sad. All of a sudden, like you feel alive again. And it's all that because our feelings matter.
Right.
Ryan, you have a rogue agent tonight.
I know.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
I love it. I love it. I was expecting the cat.
Oh, they're both in here
okay.
all over the place. Every time I look down, it's one of them like attacking my foot. The kitten's in here, so that's part of it.
Oh, okay.
My wild dog's like snoring away. I took her for a long walk today, so she's just like, I'm done.
Yeah, upstairs is the cat's territory until bedtime.
There you go.
All right, so Ryan, you are up, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, what number would you like?
Let's go to the other end of the spectrum. Let's go number 1.
Okay.
Good number.
What is your favorite animal and why?
Oh man, my favorite animal. I gotta think of why. Like I know what it is. It's a tiger. It's a tiger. I love tigers. I don't really have like a super deep meaning. Like the look of them, they're huge, they're powerful, but like they're just, I don't know, something about them that I never would, but I just want to go up and like hug it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't, but I'm probably the size of most of its meals because I'm short, but I just something about them, and I think, and this is weird. This is a weird story, but I think you guys, I don't know if both of you can relate to this or not. I know you guys age-wise, I don't know exactly. I can't remember exactly where y'all are at, but when I was younger, Beanie Babies were like a freaking like craze. You know what I mean? And do you guys remember Beanie Babies?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No, I got nothing. I was like, oh, I'm the only one who remember being there. So growing up, there was, and my mom was a huge collector of them, and there was 2. It was a regular tiger and a white tiger.
Mm-hmm.
They were like super hard to find. And finally, my dad, they were mine. So like, I think that was kind of part of it because they were given to me from my dad. And not
Mhm.
that he never gave me anything, but I don't know. It was just something about that I was like, oh, I love this. And ever since, I've just loved tigers.
Mm.
And Eye of the Tiger and Rocky. I mean, you can't go wrong with. I
Oh
mean,
my
you can't
god!
go wrong with that.
Wait,
You can't.
how
Oh, say I just like this is an awesome song and no idea what it means.
Yeah.
But yeah.
how far are you? Like, are you far from Philly? I think I'm frozen again.
No, you're good.
Oh, okay.
I
Ryan,
can hear you and you're moving.
how
Are you
far are
good?
you
We can
from
hear you.
Philly?
Yeah.
About 5-6 hours. I'm on the complete other end of the state. So
Okay.
Philly's on the one end. I'm by Pittsburgh.
Well, because I went to Philly once, which I loved. I fell in love with it. It was such a beautiful city. But then it's like you have the moments. You know, they have the Philly cheesesteak places. So they have Pat's and I can't remember, Geno's, I think, right? I don't know.
Oh,
But I'm like they're competitors. But of course I went to Pat's, like namesake, and right there they have on the ground where it's like this is where Rocky was filmed. I'm like, then you like
Yeah,
start singing the song.
I've wanted to go just to do the run up the stairs, like just to do all of that. I never have, and I'm like, God, I don't want to look like that guy, but I don't really care. I will, like, I could care less,
I'll do
but
it.
I would too.
Yeah.
Go up there, and then my kids would be rolling their eyes and be like, Dad, you're embarrassing me. I'm like, exactly the point.
Exactly.
That's the most
Exactly.
fun. Yeah, I don't know anything about chili steaks. Like on my steak, we do the Pittsburgh E steaks. Like they're the best. It's a patty with French fries. I don't like coleslaw, but you put coleslaw on top of it. Some cheese, usually, and it's amazing.
Ooh.
I prefer that over chili cheesesteak.
Had to realize that my mouth was open and I was listening to what you were saying. I was scared, like drool and stuff was going
You
on.
come up here, I will take you to Permane Brothers downtown Pittsburgh. That's the best one.
Ooh.
Don't threaten me with a good time, sir. Don't threaten me with a good time.
I don't know. I've seen Blaise's cooking. Like I think we might have to go to his house first, and then we'll work up.
You're
There we
welcome. You're welcome. Anytime.
So Blaise, how about you? What's your favorite animal and why?
So I was going to say a liger. It's only the most awesome animal ever.
I feel so connected spiritually right now. I don't know where to go with that.
I haven't thought about that movie in a while.
Oh, that's great. Are you crying? Yes.
You got me laughing so hard.
That's great.
That's
I love it.
awesome. Oh, that's
I
awesome.
love it. I will take it.
That's
Oh.
awesome. And it's so funny when clients will say that. It's like, you're happy when I cry, aren't you? I'm like,
Yeah.
Like I love it.
I
agree
love
with
it.
you.
Yeah. Yeah. Or it's like it's where you get that or it's like, oh fuck you, you're so smart. so
when a client can tell me to fuck off, I know I'm doing a good job.
yes, I love it's like I
Yep.
had one tell me the other day, it's like of course, how do you do that? All right, yeah, that's go with that.
Like I hate you, but I'm gonna
I
do it.
hate
But
you
I hate
so
you.
bad. I'm gonna do it, but
That's my favorite line when my clients tell me they hate me. Like I
Yeah.
hate you, and
yeah.
I'm like, so do you want to schedule or not? They're like, of course.
Right.
Are you getting
Right.
yeah.
Right. So I guess I should answer your question for real, huh?
I mean,
I mean, that's a cool animal. It's real.
It's cool. It's totally a cool animal.
I've seen pictures of it.
Yeah. I've always been fond of the cheetah. I was track was my sport, coming up. I was fast and all that stuff. I used to love, and they're so majestic, like when they're running, and I see them thinking, and when they finally catch, the gazelle that they're chasing or whatever, man, it's just like, it's so awesome just to watch, to see them just like, when they pounce and do all this stuff, man, it's so great. And they're just beautiful.
that's amazing.
So
That's really cool.
I like them because I did 100, 200, the 4x1 and the 4x2.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
so I can't do any of those now.
I tried, failed.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm way bigger than I was. A lot of people don't believe I won't but like $155 in high school. Now I'm almost 100 pounds heavier.
Blame it on the children.
It's a stash lot, pull it off just fine.
It looks good.
Is Patrick frozen again?
I am.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
No, he doesn't like the animal.
I know, right? I know it's the animal talk. Is it too much?
I don't know if I have too much open. Do I have to have my Facebook open if this is live? I don't know if it just like wakes me up. I don't know. A beautiful answer though, Blaise. I loved it. And what I was saying, I go blame the children. Blame the children. It's stress eating.
No doubt. That's what it is. Exactly what it is.
Oh, you're not going to eat those chicken nuggets? You're not going to eat the kill? Let them go to waste.
Yep.
I would
pay
say
for them.
Exactly.
One of my favorite animals that I'm always impressed with are eagles. I feel like they're an incredibly spiritual being. I just love them. They're peaceful. They're majestic. They're leaders. I don't know. There's just like this magic about them. Like they just take my breath away. And it was funny, Ryan, when you were talking about beanies. What were they? Beanie Babies? Oh my God!
Beanie Babies.
Beanie Babies.
Yeah. The thing that I reminded me, you guys remember?
I know, right?
I can't handle
Beanie Babies. It's like, I know, right? Wow.
I blame the children, and I don't even have any. It must be they're using all my internet. Those damn kids.
They're Fortnite.
Right.
Remember troll dolls with the hair?
Yes.
I
do.
I used to love
And
them.
they had the jewels in their bellies.
I remember those.
Yeah, like the crazy, like you'd see
I
them
never
on
had
TV.
one, but I do remember that.
Like the stereotypical bingo lady would have them for good luck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so we do have a couple comments.
Before
I freeze again. So Amy is sharing in that the discussion is amazing. Hearing three insightful men talk like this is refreshing and moving. So thank you, Amy. We really appreciate that feedback. And Laura is sharing, this is nice to hear from men.
Amy.
She watching this show?
Yeah. And Laura is sharing, and yes, with anxiety and depression, feeling there is shame and there's something to fix, quote unquote. And I think that's another thing that guys do is, how can I fix this? I'm like,
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, I get that all the time. Husbands, when my wife's sad, how do I fix it? Like, you can't just be there. Like, huh? Just be there. What does that mean? Like, just sit there.
However, do you know how I'm going to respond to that? Be like, I know this great guy who offers this workshop that gives you things to do.
There you go.
Called Hold Me Tight, that gives you the intervention. So when you feel you need something to do, it will get. See?
Yeah.
That's how you plug it in.
Yeah,
I love it. Yeah, but there's that desire, and I do see it more with men. I mean, I've worked with women, and I know women who, they want to fix the problem.
Oh yeah.
But it's that idea. It's like some things you can't fix. Like you just need to be present, and it's okay if you don't know what to say. Because I don't know what to say. I don't know the right thing to say. I'm like, nobody does. Like, just be there. Like,
just be there.
Yeah. How can I help? Can I help? Anything I can do?
What do you need?
Yeah. What do you need?
What do you need from me? Yeah.
See,
and it might just be like, hey, can we just cuddle for the night? I'm like, cuddle for the night. That's easy.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I got game. I know I got game only with my wife. Only with my wife. But
don't confuse cuddling with sex. Let them come to you guys. Let them come to you.
Yeah, because she wants to cuddle with you does not mean she wants to have sex with you.
That does not give you the go ahead to do that. Yeah.
It's like, let her come to you.
Yeah. She said
be consistent and loving, and it will happen.
Yeah. But y'all both made good points though about fixing. I had to come to terms with that. I mean, you think about it, I'm a first responder, so that's always been my role, is to fix, and I had to learn how to not be that when it comes to therapy.
Yeah.
When it comes to being a therapist.
Yep. Well, and it's also hard, like leaving work at home, or leaving work at work and being at home and doing a different perspective?
I was lucky with doing CYS, DCS, whatever it's called in your local area,
Mhm.
with removing kids. Like you had to learn really quick how to leave that at work, like leave
Yeah.
that at work really
Yeah.
fast, because that's and who, if anyone's watching who does that, thank you. That is some of the hardest. No, I'm not putting anything else. There's a lot of hard jobs at too. That is one of the hardest things anybody could ever do,
Mhm.
is having to go into homes and removing or not being able to remove. So I'm very thankful that I learned that very early on in my marriage and my career of
Yeah.
how to, because my wife was like, how does that not affect you? I'm like, it's like I've learned to put a wall up, and not an unhealthy wall, like I can
Mhm.
feel, but it's
Mhm.
like I know how to distance, like that's not my stuff. I feel
Mhm.
bad, but I'm not going to let it overwhelm me anymore, because
Exactly.
I've been there and it's not fun.
Mhm.
And because those things, it's like I got no control over it.
Exactly.
All right, Blaise, you're up. We got time.
22.
22. If you could change one thing from your time in high school, what would it be?
If I could change one thing from my time in high school, what would it be? I would have not tried to take the whole world on my shoulders.
Mm.
It was a point where, okay, so I was super popular in high school because I talked to everybody. I was trying to be sure everybody was happy. I wanted everybody to be cool. I wanted, I didn't bully anybody. I can hang out with any and every crowd. But I also, you know, was told that I was different because of where I come from. I wasn't supposed to make it. I wasn't supposed to be, I wasn't supposed to be, graduating fifth in my class. I wasn't supposed to be class president. I wasn't supposed to be um, a captain in football or track and all that stuff. I was supposed to fail. I wasn't supposed to be anybody. I was supposed to been in jail or dead, and because I was different from what what was expected. There was a lot of pressure on me to succeed and just to keep going forward. And I was the third person in my, like I said, at that time in 5 generations to go to college. The third person,
Wow.
to go to college. And it's a big deal. And yeah, I was getting it from teachers and parents, but I was also putting it on myself. I was like, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to be best, I have to be great, I have to do awesome, all of this stuff. And I felt that, it pushed me to a point where you know, I attempted to 17 because I was alone. And I didn't have anybody to put on that mask. I wasn't out for me. I wasn't having fun. I wasn't,